o'clock. Welcome to the Redevelopment Commission meeting on February 23rd, 2026. We'll start the meeting with a roll call, please.
Sue Scamballeri, here.
Randy Cassidy, here.
John West here.
Lori McRobbie, present.
Deborah Meyerson here. Can we attend to staff present, please?
Anna Killian Hanson, hand, present.
Margie Rice Corporation Counsel, present for the legal update, and then I'll be leaving.
Christina Finley, hand department.
Jeff McKim, City Controller.
Sammy Caswell, hand department, present.
Anna
Dragovich, ESP.
Shane Cooper Smith, Economic and Sustainable Development.
Kendall Kanoki, Engineering.
Thank you. Thank you. Online. Any others online? Okay, thank you. So the first item on the agenda is the minutes. The packet includes the minutes from February 2nd, 2026. I noticed that the agenda mentions the minutes from January 5th. Is that an outstanding item? I didn't recall that.
It's probably a typo.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like two sets of minutes or anything that I missed. Okay, so this is for the minutes from February 2nd, 2026. Any comments or questions from commissioners?
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a first and a second. We'll do a roll call vote, please.
Sue Scamballeri, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
And Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is the examination of claim registers. We've got two from January 30th, 2026 and February 13th, 2026. Any questions or comments from commissioners on either of these items? Mr. West.
I'd like to go to the January 17th to 30th claims. Page 4. Claim number 7255. I just need an explanation. I'm sure it's fine, but there's a lot of monies being transferred for bond issues, and I just don't understand it.
You are on page
4 or 5.
and remind, say that again.
It was claim number 7255. It was payment to BOKF.
I don't remember which bond offhand. I'm still waiting for this agenda to come up. But BOKF is one of our bond trustees.
The annotation invoice description says TIF revenue refunding bonds 2024 to February 2026, and at least the first total for BOKF, there's 3 in total, but the first one is for $670,000, and then the second one is for $629,375, and the third is for $350.
And what bond did you say that was again?
It says it begins with 06 SYP TIF revenue refunding bonds to 2024 to February 2026. And this is again page 4 of 5 of the claims registers. That is January 17th to January 30th, 2026.
Bond payments don't flow through hand, so I can't help you with that. Looks like there's principal on the TIF refunding bonds.
Yeah, I read all that, but there's about a 1.3 million that's passing through, and I just wondered what bond transaction that was.
Let me see what are you seeing there?
It's coming from the consolidated TIF, 7255.
Should have probably.
Yeah, if you send them in advance,
Six
we'll look at it.
seventy, 629 for a total of 1, 2.
What we could do is move this to the end of the
Yeah,
agenda
why don't
and
we
give
do
us a second to
That's fine.
get an answer and approval. We'll just need to note that that claim register needs to come back up for approval.
Okay, so we'll pause on this claim register till the end of the agenda, but I will at least keep open for the February 13th claim register if that can be addressed during this moment. This is from January 31st to February 13th, 2026.
And since we're gonna leave it open, another question on that same page is the Flintlock payment, claim number 9941. And I get confused with the shifting of account numbers, so I'm not always right, but is that being paid out of the right account? I'm not questioning the payment or the amount. But there's some other things being paid out of 53990 that are more just expenses, not things that were approved for TIF disbursement.
It comes out of other services.
Yeah,
in
it's the right account.
53990. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, yes.
So it would be, so is like Nature's Way and some of the
Well,
other
it's
stuff.
Because they're services.
Yeah, the only part that makes a difference is the beginning part. That's what your fund number is. So that would be the most important part. So if it was, a different fund, that number would be different. But the 53990, multiple things come out of that. It's a different fund.
It's
that
a
you know about.
category, so to speak. It's a subcategory of that funding line.
Okay,
Two
thank
quick-
you.
yeah. Two quick questions. It's under the unsafe building, under Fund 2234, page 205. The 18036 4U lawn and landscaping abatement located at 1919 South Walnut. Where actually is that abatement? Because that was 1919 South Walnut is McDonald's.
I do believe it is the McDonald's site that was abated.
Really?
There was an encampment behind there.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Unhoused encampment. Okay. That's what.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then the other question I have is under on page 204, Fund 2209, 7372 on the CDFI friendly of Bloomington.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the,
Each year, a grant is provided to CDFI Friendly for the affordable housing development. This has been going on for more than 5 years.
is this a continual grant application? Or is this something we've got in a long-term benefit?
It's an annual grant that's provided to CDFI for their work. It existed before my time. It has been incorporated in the budget, annual budget approval. So,
Just curious, because I know we, at one point, didn't we seeded CDFI with $1 million?
correct, but that's for use in projects, not for administrative purposes.
So we've got a $40,000 continuing grant that gets
Mhm,
utilized through the lit,
mhm,
through the ED lit.
correct.
Okay, do we have a term on that, or is that just?
Each
perpetuity?
year, the grant agreement is renewed, so city council could choose whether or not they want to fund it next year. I do believe that the ED Lit funds are going away, is that correct? Yeah, so that when that is gone, there will not be an opportunity for a grant.
Okay, well, that's what, as we look towards what the funding is our community, identifying how we look at these things so that people aren't caught off guard, that the dollars will go away.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
And just to follow up on the ED Lit, the current state of the legislation is it goes away in 2029. There was an amendment that pushed it off from 2028 to 2029 now. Anything could still happen, but that's where we are right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from commissioners on either of these claim registers except for the outstanding question, as mentioned previously? If there are none, I will entertain a motion specifically for the second claim register on our agenda, which is the invoice date range from January 31st to February 13th, 2026.
Move approval for the claims register for February 13th, 2023.
Second.
Got a first and a second. We'll do a roll call vote, please.
Sue Scangalleri, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously for the February 13th, 2026 claim register, and we will return to the other one at the end of this agenda. Next item on our agenda is we have two payroll registers, one from February 6th, the other from February 20th, 2026. Any comments or questions from commissioners on either of these payroll registers? If not, I will entertain a motion, please.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a first and a second. We'll do a roll call vote, please.
Sue Scangalleri, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next on our agenda, we've got reports of officers and committees. Do we have a report from the director?
We do. Thank you so much. We have not had a meeting since we received unanimous approval for the Hopewell PUD through Plan Commission. We did try to turn that around, sent to City Council. It did not get read into the record for first reading. We're hoping to go for first reading next week on March 4th. So just FYI, that's happening. I need to alert you that we've been asked, the gravel lot surrounding the Forge, that building slated for the hotel project. The hotel project is moving forward. They do want to close on March 31st. Unfortunately, Deborah is unavailable to sign at the closing. So I do need to see if potentially Sue or another commission member would be present on the 31st to sign for that closing.
I can be present.
Okay, wonderful. So that's great. The gravel lot next to the Forge, though, IU Cycling Club is hosting a race in the Trades District on Sunday, March 8th. Criterium is what it's called. It's a fast-paced bike race held on a short closed circuit course. They are requesting access to the gravel lot west of the Forge for the storage of barricades from Friday morning to Monday afternoon, portable toilets for racers and spectators, team tents for clubs and hospitality areas. Apparently it's a community-friendly event for all ages, live music, food available. Unfortunately, my right of entry approval has expired. It expired on January 31st. That's one of the items on your agenda this evening for approval, but I did just want to bring it up and let you know we have this outstanding request. Make sure that this is something that you guys are comfortable with, and then we can address the right of entry approval for me later today. So we also have a need for a commission member to serve on the Neighborhood Improvement Grant Council. The application deadline for the neighborhood improvement grants are March 23rd, and then you would receive materials to review, and then there's only 2 meetings. So presentations would be April 13th from 6 to 8 p.m., and then a work session from April 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. So is there anyone that might consider serving on that committee? If you would like to consult your calendars and then let me know after the meeting, that's fine too. I can send you an email for anybody that would be interested in serving in
Those
that.
dates again were April 13th and 15th.
April 13th and 15th. The 13th is 6 to 8 and the 15th is 5 to 7. The other thing I want to call attention to is that we have a strange back-to-back week meetings here because we're off schedule today. So our next meeting is scheduled to be March 2nd. Do I have a quorum? I think we've already checked this once, but I just want to make sure that we do have a quorum. Who is going to be present in person? Oh, wow. Okay, fabulous. The other meeting that
I'll be here.
Awesome, thank you. So the other meeting that in question is March 16th. That is a week that both Dana and I will be gone. Will we have a quorum and will you guys want to meet? No. Okay.
I'll be here.
What's the date again?
It's March 16th.
That's spring break week.
It's spring break week. So do we want to move the meeting or keep it on that week? You will be without Dana or I.
You may not have a quorum anyway.
Cancel.
Okay.
I'm here, but it sounds like we don't.
You got two.
Where's Laura?
Laura, you're available?
I'll be here. I'll be here in person. I'll be there in person.
Okay, so it
Not
sounds like
here.
we'll have a
So we do have a quorum on the 16th.
Okay.
Will you be gone? And you'll be gone?
I'll be gone. Dana will be gone.
Do
I'll
we-
be here to staff, from the legal perspective, but but you'll be without
Can
Hannah.
you, between now and the time in which you have to make public notice, decide, or can we look at an agenda and
Yes.
see if there's anything
Absolutely. If there's
pressing
anything
on it
pressing,
that's so timely that we
Yes.
have to have one?
absolutely.
Or move it?
No problem.
We'd love to have you here, but we don't want you to have to zoom in.
I would like to not zoom in. Okay, that concludes the director's report. Happy to answer any questions. Moving on.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is a legal report.
I have a legal report.
Okay.
So I want to give you a little bit of an update on the Showers West situation and ask for approval of a specific amount to pay CASA, which is one of the tenants. So we've been continuing to work with and try to resolve situations with the existing tenants, two of whom you'll remember filed suit against the city in August. We have had, we answered the complaint. Both sides filed motions for summary judgment. We had a hearing on those motions for summary judgment December 9th. We filed our findings of fact and conclusions of law in January and are awaiting the result of the judge's ruling. While it's unfortunate that we're involved in litigation, nothing that I wanted to have happen. When you do get sued, you have to respond. And so we have, and we are letting that legal process play its course. I am in contact with the attorney who is the same attorney representing both parties. My last contact with him was late last week. I've asked him for some additional information. And so not going to get into the details, the nitty-gritty details here in public, because that is not what we do. We do not litigate in public. But I just wanted to give you that update. One of the other tenants, CASA, did get approval from their board that if the redevelopment commission would pay the sum of $45,751.50 plus provide 2 parking garage passes for a year, that they would accept that and then move out of the space. I believe that is a fair amount. I would encourage this redevelopment commission to agree to pay that amount. I'd like some indication tonight that you also think that's a fair amount, and then I will prepare that paperwork, or Dana, I will prepare that paperwork and bring it back to you next week for your signature. We got word, we've been back and forth, and they've been great to work with. We got that news on Friday. Your packet deadline was noon. And so we thought it better to just put it on your next agenda for a formal vote. That figure represents some moving costs, lost staff time, compensation for the recognition that they're going to have higher rent at the next place. So again, I think, we had met with them last year and with their realtor and got down to this figure that I think is a very fair figure. Again, $45,751.50 and 2 parking passes for a year. Adam Wason said that we can definitely accommodate those 2 additional parkers in that garage. So I did check with him, and we can quantify the value of what those parking passes are for us. But remember, the redevelopment commission is paying the bond on that parking garage, and so and that is something we've done for other tenants who have moved to to CFC space and want to use that garage. So if you will give me the green light, I will, and say yes, that's going to be acceptable to you next week. Then I will prepare the paperwork and get that to you next week. Questions?
How many square feet do they occupy?
Mike,
I-
do you have that? I don't have that off the top of my.
Give me just 2 seconds.
2882.
282.
Yeah.
0.74, but yes.
What fund will it be coming out of?
What used to be that one fund, what's it,
Oh,
we renamed it.
Was the 2519, or was the 444, it's now the
444.
2519.
Yeah.
So,
The
Yeah.
RDC fund.
Yeah,
the overall RDC
Yeah.
general fund.
Yeah.
So,
What's that fund number?
2519.
Used to be 444.
Used to be the 444, yes.
I loved it.
444, easy to remember. Yeah.
there's adequate funds to do this.
Yes.
Just verify. Make sure.
I would support you bringing that back to us.
Great. Are there any objections to that? No? Okay, then I'm gonna bring it back for approval, on Monday, our next meeting.
And the rest of it you're working through.
And the rest of them, yes, and we can share details about litigation in an executive session, but the reason we have an executive session to be able to talk about those details is so that we are not talking about it in public. So I am happy to schedule an executive session to talk about any questions you might have about litigation at that time. Yeah, but just please know that we are working through the process of both responding to the litigation that was filed against the city and actively talking to, although we haven't reached an agreement yet, actively talking to the attorney that represents the other side.
Well, clarify, whatever litigation it is against the city, inclusive of the RDC or the RDC?
The litigation was filed against the Bloomington Redevelopment Commission. And as the Corporation Counsel,
That's-
you're stuck with me as your lawyer, so I represent the city of Bloomington. The city of Bloomington is under the umbrella of the city of Bloomington, and entities are not allowed to hire outside counsel without Corporation Counsel approval. But Dana Kerr is also involved actively and has been a great active partner in this. And we are, as with any, it's unfortunate, the best litigators are the ones who try to stay out of court. But sometimes you can't. You gotta do what you gotta do.
As the plaintiff, am I allowed to share?
This is not a time for public comment, and we are also not litigating this in public, so.
Okay, anything else legal report?
No, nothing for me. Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is the treasurer's report.
Just two things. First of all, I do have that, whenever this comes back up, I do have the detail on the bond payment that was referenced in the claims earlier. And then second, as I think you have engaged with Weedy Financial Group to do your TIF reporting, and they have delivered their fourth quarter of 2025 report. Their intention is to, assuming this all, I think there was some question about whether there's going to be a quorum, but their intention will be to present those results to you in March, and then we can discuss the report as well. The report will be part of the packet. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
In regards to that,
Yeah.
the meeting where we will have a quorum, but we won't have a full board or our director, that is the intended meeting on the 16th.
I've been in contact with Reedy. We're gonna wait and find out what exactly our schedule is gonna be. So if it may be the 16th, it may be another day, depending upon what we decide.
The reason I'm asking that question is specifically that all commissioners would be here or
Yeah.
90% plus our staff.
I agree with Randy. I'd like to see us push that off till we're all present and staff is present.
Yeah.
They are flexible.
Yeah,
Let's-
Maybe we can review
I've
that.
mentioned it to
let's-
them.
let's-
They're aware that
And then
that
invite
date
some
is sort of up
dates.
in the air.
If we can
Move it
do-
into April.
If that's flexible, that'd be preference, since it's of such substantial financial.
Although could the report be made available
Yes.
at the next packet just for informational
Yes,
purposes?
we
That'd
have
be
done
great.
that before, just given the information and then waited for
and then we could have the presentation after that. We'd actually
You
have
could-
time to
Might be prepped for questions.
prep for it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Mhm.
Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to a business development update.
I'm sorry, no update this evening.
Okay, there you are, thank you, okay. And I've got Hopewell Engineering Report, is that,
Yep, that's me.
Okay, awesome.
Kendall Kanoki with the engineering department. So, just wanted to give you a brief update on the actions taken so far on Hopewell South. If you remember 3 weeks ago, when the contract was approved, you had requested regular updates for the time being. So, that's what these are. So far, we've done a lot in 3 weeks. When I was putting it together today, we have received a topographic survey from a previous surveyor. We evaluated that and determined it's good to use for design for this. So that saved us some time and money, which is great. However, we're still doing boundary survey, setting vertical, horizontal control. These are things that, because we have a new surveyor doing the subdivision, they have to do all this work. So they're still doing that work to establish boundaries, get started on the subdivisions. So that's happening right now. Also, geotechnical explorations are ongoing. So you may see surveyors and then geotechnical, like soil borings being done on the site. So that'll include testing to determine rock elevations, evaluate the proposed detention area and kind of that northeast corner there, the 714 lot. Just geotechnical evaluation of the site. And then we also have drainage analysis ongoing. So we're preparing for a March 2nd meeting with CBU where we're going to talk about our preliminary drainage strategy, both for detention and water quality for the development. And again, this is something we'd have to do no matter what we're putting on the site. Pretty much all of this stuff is. And then preliminary utility layout for what is being proposed in the PUD is being put together to also talk to CBU at that meeting. Kind of making sure that we can fit everything in there. It's not a detailed utility design, but it's kind of a high level. But now we're starting to get into the things that are more specific to the project that's being proposed and considered by council. So there's also the grading plan that we're working on, kind of a preliminary grading plan with the streets and lots as they are laid out in the current PUD plan. And I think this is where the farther we get along with that, the more it's going to be, if there's changes, like some kind of a road is pulled out of the design or the lot layout completely changes, that's where there might be some rework. So that's something that, kind of I'm going to need your feedback on how far we want to move forward with that. And then, we're working on filing this preliminary plat, which is subject to the zoning that's going to be approved in the PUD. So with the updated schedule that Anna gave you, right now there's we need to be charging forward full speed to make a May Plan Commission date for our approval of the primary plat, but there is some risk to doing that. So those are kind of the aspects I think right now. Just want to get your feedback on how much and how far we should go, or if we should hold on a few things and continue forward with all the things that are going to happen anyway.
is that feedback you're asking for tonight?
Yes, that would be great. Yeah.
Just checking. Open it up to commissioners for response to Mr. Kanoki.
I'm not sure yet where I lie on that, but did I remember reading that the council has now agreed to an ordinance where they start commenting at first reading?
Correct. Yes.
So sometimes at a first reading, you can get kind of a sense of what they're thinking, which in the past you couldn't.
My understanding, and legal can correct me, is that since that passed at the last meeting and our ordinance was not adopted or for the first reading, that there will or could be discussion. We're anticipating that there will be discussion on March 4th. So you should, my opinion is that you will likely have some feedback at that time, next week.
Yeah, but it's after our meeting though.
It is. That doesn't mean we can't put a meeting together. So.
Other comments from commissioners? I would recommend, especially since there is the opportunity for comment at the first council hearing, as you know, the two things I wrote note of that you said were maybe more kind of at risk in terms of backtracking would be the preliminary grading plan and the preliminary plat for zoning. So I would love to hear the comments from council members before plunging ahead with that, and I appreciate the suggestion that if we need to convene maybe a special noticed RDC meeting as a result of that, that I'd prefer to do that than to err on the side of budget backtracking. So thank you for alerting us to that, and I appreciate your report. Anything further from the Hopewell Engineering report at this point?
Nothing from.
Okay, just wanted to confirm. I am gonna, before we move on to new business, would love to just wrap up the, since it sounds like we've got the answer to the question on the examination of claim register from January 30th, 2026. Wanted to just see if we could reopen that and vote on that if we have the information that's being sought.
Okay, so actually the claim referred to, it actually kind of does say that in the claim that this is the bond payment for or one of the two biannual bond payments for the 2024 TIF refunding bonds, which I think originally refunded 2015 bonds. The payment is $670,000 in principal and $629,375 in interest. And then also a $305 fee that goes to the bond trustee, which is BOK Financial. And that's you'll see another one of those in August for $685,000 in principal and $612,625 in interest.
Is that a consolidated bond, or is that for a specific project?
That's one of the consolidated bonds. And it's 2024, so it matures in 2040.
Just for the record.
But I'm just saying, you're going to see another big number like this later in the year, and twice a year for quite a while.
Just to follow up on that refunding bond, of which we all voted for previously. Yeah. Idea of the projects that actually would have entailed for the public as a whole.
That I don't have.
Yeah, just a question, because it was a refunding bond that saved us a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and do some research on that for next meeting if you want.
Not a problem. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, if that has hopefully provided the information sought, I'm going to see if we could have a motion and a vote on the examination of claim register for January 30th, 2026.
Move for approval.
Second.
First and a second. Oh, first and 2 seconds. We've got a vote by roll call, please.
Steve Scambolari, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously for the January 30th, 2026 examination of claim registers. Thank you. Back to our new business. First item on the agenda is Resolution 26-12, approval of a First Amendment to the 2023 CDBG Physical Improvement Grant Agreement with New Hope for Families. Would like to speak to that.
We have Matthew Sweeney from the hand department.
Hello. This is much like what I usually bring to you guys. New Hope for Families needed a little extra time. The project's actually completed, but we have some paperwork and payouts to finish up, so we're extending the time. And we're also increasing the amount. They had some unforeseen costs, so we're raising the grant amount to help cover that and finish up the project. So raising the amount by $8,587.60 for a new total of $41,087.60, and we are extending the agreement to December 31st of 2026, which we should not need, but if we're going to extend it, let's go ahead and push it out to where we don't have to do this again. And we're also doing some, since we're opening the agreement, we are adding in some of the new requirements and regulations for CDBG, so that's what you see with the addendum. And happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from commissioners on resolution 26-12?
You still fall within your budgetary basis of the grants as a whole, so we're not having any issues there.
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
That was my only question also.
And my question is that gap filling of the $8,587.60, is that CDBG funds or is that city?
CDBG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what, I thought that's what Randy was asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, open it up for public comment, either in person or online. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion, please, for resolution 26-12.
Move approval of resolution 2612.
Second,
Got a first and a second, we'll do a vote by roll call, please.
C. Scambolery, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously for resolution 26-12. Next item on the agenda is resolution 2613, which is approval of a First Amendment to a 2024 CDBG physical improvement grant agreement with the Summit Hill Community Development Corporation. Mr. Swinney?
Me again.
Yes.
Yeah, rinse and repeat.
Very good.
Yeah, they this is a very big project overall, and a very important project to the community, with the early learning center and also the housing units that are above it. There's always a gap there, so we were able to take some funding that we had and increase their budget by $51,012.43 for a grand total of $200,000 for the project. And also, again, we had to extend the agreement expiration date, and we did that for December 31st of 2026. We also amended the scope to encompass concrete work that we get from the street level all the way into the playground. Yeah, we included more concrete work into the scope, and again, with the regulations, since we opened the agreement, we added in the addendum number 1, which adds in the new regulations. So again, happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Any?
Same question.
Yeah, we had money to cover. We're some projects come in under budget, so whenever we have that, then we were able to move those forward to other projects that don't come in under budget. So we keep trying to pay back into the community as much as possible.
And this project is complete?
This project the work is complete with the concrete. The playground itself is not complete. So it's still an ongoing project, but the majority of it will be paid out immediately.
So we won't have to come back on this?
No.
Okay, thank you.
If there are no other questions or comments from commissioners, I'll open it for public comment, either in person or online. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for resolution 2613, please.
I'll make a motion to approve 26-13 as presented.
Second.
We've got a first and a second. We'll do a vote by roll call, please.
C. Scambolery, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously for resolution 26-13. Next item on the agenda is resolution 26-14, which is the approval to allow getting my new form of agenda on. Approval to allow the Director of Housing and Neighborhood Development to grant rights of entry to the Redevelopment Commission properties. Would you like to speak to that, Director?
What can I say? You guys have approved this previously. It expired on January 31st. Of course, we received another right of entry request right as it had expired. So in order to grant the IU cycling event their ability to use that gravel lot on March 8th, I believe it is, we will need to have this authorization in place. So.
Any questions or comments from commissioners on this resolution?
If we grant this to you, are you gonna grant them the right?
Well, I am looking for your feedback.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the
Yeah.
resolution first.
I mean, with any right of entry, I always report it back to you guys if we are granting it, so this is not just a blanket approval that goes without any kind of accountability.
Just a step we have to do, so.
Just like those first 5 resolutions of the year.
Okay.
Move approval of resolution 2614.
Second.
I technically wanted to invite public comment because that's
Got it.
how we do it.
Public
So
comment,
just
apologies, I'll
just
withdraw
checking
I'll withdraw
in person, online. I don't see any, so we can return to the motion, please.
Move approval of resolution 2614.
It was seconded already.
Oh, okay. We've got a first and a second. We'll do a vote by roll call, please.
Steve Scambleri, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously for 26-14.
Just for, what is the right of entry that is being asked, so everybody's aware?
As I mentioned in my director's report, it's a cycling club at IU. They're hosting a criterium race in the Trades District on Sunday, March 8th. Criterium is a fast-paced bike race held on a short closed circuit course. They're requesting access to the gravel lot west of the Forge for the following club needs: storage of barricades from Friday morning 3/6 to Monday afternoon 3/9, portable toilets for the racers and spectators, team tents for club hospitality areas, and then of course they wanted you to know that this is a community-friendly event for all ages, live music, food that's available, and vendor-sponsored tents on Maker's Way. As a requirement of any right of entry, we require that there's a certificate of insurance that also names the redevelopment commission before any approval takes place. So they're aware of that. There's no ROE that's being offered without that.
We also indemnified
Mm-hmm.
by the whatever. Do they have to sign an agreement, right?
Yes, they do.
All right.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you for that additional information. We will move now to the next item on our agenda, which is Resolution 26-15, which is the approval of agreement with Centerstone of Indiana Incorporated for temporary parking at 1714 South Rogers Street.
And I can speak to this one. We do, Centerstone has been using the parking lot at 714 for many years with, when the Bloomington Hospital was present, and they just needed the extra space. This is an agreement that kind of contractually ties that up. Because of the flexibility of what's going on at 714, we wanted to make this very flexible. So there is a 15-day clause that we can terminate the agreement, give them some time to try to find alternative parking. And so this is just a way to make sure that we're indemnified, to make sure that they realize that the RDC is not clearing the parking lot, they're not doing repairs, we're not doing anything, as we have no idea what we're going to use that for exactly or what that's going to look like. They can use it basically as is. And again, if we can terminate this with 15 days notice, if we need to, for whatever plans we have for that building.
Okay.
Real quick, Dan, did we also not give permission at one point for the construction individuals on the core building to utilize this?
That's a different lot.
I just want to
It
verify.
was the back lot
Okay,
on
so,
block 9.
okay, any of the construction people that are parking there don't have the agreement to do it. So this will be Centerstone. I just would like to make sure that we don't end up with a conflict of the Centerstone individuals with the construction of the core
Yeah,
building.
we didn't grant the 714 lot for the construction crew. They were granted a different lot. They're under a different agreement, which covers our interests.
So any enforcement issue of this would be based on Centerstone's responsibility to make sure.
Mm,
Correct. And it is a limited license, In the agreement, section 1 says that this is a limited, non-exclusive license. So they get a chance to go on there and shop for a space. It's not guaranteeing them those spaces are there. It's just letting them know that to the extent they are, the RDC is willing to let them be there as long as they have the indemnity and such. And again, that the strict limitations on what RDC is going to do or not do to maintain the property.
But, and this is just, it's going through the end of the year.
Yes, if projects drag on and there's ability to push it past that, we could bring that back to you. It was good to have some sort of an end date at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Dana, do they need the entire lot?
They would like as many spaces as possible because they have their employees parked there and sometimes clients as well. I personally haven't gone down to see how much space they've been taking up, but we've had no other requests of anybody wanting to use that space. But again, we're not going to enforce it as far as parking permits or anything like that. It's just going to be as open for them to use. But they asked for the lot.
Okay. I've got another question. In the resolution, in the therefore section number 2 and 3, you refer to storage, not parking. And I'm assuming they're not doing any storage on the site.
Is that
No,
just a typo?
There's storing your cars there while they're working. So
That's a
no,
stretch.
it's not, there's not anything other than vehicles.
I would like that, it would be my opinion that we need to be consistent with the intent of the resolution, where we've got parking throughout, and then in 2 and 3 it says storage.
Yes. And the second whereas does say to park vehicles. So it limits what's going to be stored to vehicles.
Just saying that therefore says temporary storage.
Right.
So there's number 3. So if you could change that to parking.
I can do that and get it sealed.
Any other questions or comments from commissioners on resolution 2515? I'll just make a really minor comment that the title of the resolution, it should say South Rogers Street, not South Rogers Street. Just add that S in there, it'd be awesome. Any public comment on this resolution? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion for resolution 26-15 as amended.
Move approval of resolution 2615 as amended.
Second.
First and a second, I'll do a vote by a roll call, please.
Steve Scambler, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously for resolution 2615. The last item on our new business agenda this evening is resolution 26-16, an addendum with vet for environmental services at College Square.
Let me chime in. We need to actually pull that agenda item today. We'll be bringing a modified version of that amendment to you on Monday of next week. So
Thank you for that clarification. Okay, so we will move on to just other business general discussion. One item I'm going to mention is that when we, at the beginning, our first meeting of the year, we did our organizational meeting with officers, et cetera, but not everybody had their appointments renewed, and I believe everybody now has had, so that we are all confirmed for the rest of 2026. And wanted to,
everyone signed their bond?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, then we can do election of officers at the next meeting.
Okay. So just wanted to see if people wanted to do that tonight, or just since it was not on the agenda originally, we are meeting again on March 2nd. If there's any desire to do that on the 2nd, either one is fine. I just wanted to make those options available.
Did we not did we not elect officers? Or
It
was
was
that only
ten-
pending the
It
reappointment?
was
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was the interim
preemptive
period.
because
So technically, you can serve up to 90 days. So we're not quite there, but I think if we can get that done
So we're
in the
just
next
closing
week.
the loop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All appointments are done as of now.
Well, I'll propose something just to move this along. I would recommend for the balance of this calendar year that we leave the slate of officers as is.
I'll second.
okay. We'll do a vote by roll call, please.
Steve Scavalieri, yes.
Randy Cassidy, yes.
John West, yes.
Lori McRobbie, yes.
Deborah Meyerson, yes. Motion passes unanimously to retain the current composition of officers for the remainder of the calendar year. Thank you. Any other items for business or general discussion before we adjourn?
Public comment was asked at an earlier point. So I don't know if
On a non-agenda item?
it was on a non-agenda item.
We don't have
It was
public.
regarding litigation.
Yeah, we're not public, we don't do public comment. There isn't a general session.
Okay.
Dana,
Okay.
Yes,
can you weigh in on that? I think
yes, a couple different things. One, the statute doesn't require public comment at all. I think it's great that the RDC does have public comment on all their resolutions, which is, I think it's important for the community. But most organizations, most boards and commissions reserve comments to agenda items. And also, as Margie Wright said earlier, we really do not want to discuss items regarding open litigation in a public meeting.
Thank you. Just trying to, when you hear something from the public, just trying to make sure that we're all aware of the circumstances. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Okay, with that clarification, anything else for general discussion? Otherwise, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Move adjourn.
Second.
Okay, so moved. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time this evening.